My family through the intersection of domestic violence and gun violence. I lost my cousin and her 2 children. So this is something that is very personal to me. The firearms restraining order could have saved people I love. But unless we get the word out about what it does, how to use it, and work to implement these laws that we pass in Springfield effectively, we will fail to save as many lives as we can. This goes for suicide. This goes for domestic violence. This goes for ensuring that we get weapons of war off our streets, that we support our law enforcement. So this is a task that we are in together. And so I'm hoping that you will stop by the different organizations who are here to help us implement the laws and help to get the word out on how you can use the firearms restraining order to save somebody's life. How you can make sure that clear and present danger, people who are tasked with knowing who are violent in our communities are made aware to law enforcement, so that we all work together to save lives in our community. So thank you so much for all that you have done, all that you will do in the future. And it is just my honor to be here. And please come in and talk to me if you have a minute.
The next organization that you're going to hear from is, we have some student advocates from Glenview South High School, which is fantastic. And so I'm going to turn it over to Trudeau.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much, first of all, for organizing this great event. It's so wonderful to see so many community organizations and representatives here who are committed to safer communities and ending gun violence in our communities. We really aren't a super formal organization. We're simply students who have been in lockdown drills since we were in preschool, who have grown up watching time and time again college and high school campuses and middle and preschool campuses shot up by people who have no right having access to a firearm. We have seen our country fail us time and time again with the lack of background checks and restrictions on high-capacity magazines and high-capacity firearms. And frankly, we're just sick and tired of it. So we've come together throughout the past year, the past 2 years, I think since our sophomore year, we've been organizing events like a rally in Jackman Park. We've organized with North Shore March for Our Lives to have a large rally in Highland Park, actually just weeks before the tragic mass shooting there. And it's been a privilege to work with representatives in our community and Congresswoman Janet Schakowsky in putting together groups of students so that we can have real productive dialogues with our legislators and show that how committed and how impacted students are by gun violence and seeing the constant mass shootings in our schools. So we just come together because we want to put an end to it. We want to see a country where our children don't have to be preparing for a mass shooting when they're in preschool and kindergarten. So yeah, thank you. I'm sorry you're today.
Next, an organization that is not only national but here locally. Hala is going to, she's representing Moms Demand Action, and so we're going to hear a little bit from her.
Thanks everyone. I'm here with Sari and Melanie who are oh, great. So we're representing Moms Demand Action and also Be Smart. Today we're a grassroots organization, and you probably heard of this group. Shannon Watts started this around 10 years ago, and basically a group of parents, students, don't have to be a mom, advocates, gun owners, basically anyone who is interested in just safe gun laws out there. We don't advocate against guns, we advocate for safe gun laws out there. We have a lot of different basically events that we do. We participate in Wear Orange Day. Obviously we have the Be Smart campaign, which is about safe storage and very popular with younger kids trying to, with pediatricians and getting the word out for safe storage, which is really, really important. We were very, very front and center in the passage of this act that happened. A lot of our members were down there. You saw them in all those pictures. I'm very proud of that. I'm an ER doc myself. and also a survivor. I've been shot at twice and also been in a school shooting when I was in 7th grade when my friend's brother brought a gun to school and shot himself and several others. So this is very, very important to me. I treat gun victims. I've treated hundreds of them. I work at level 1 trauma centers. So for us, this means everything. I know so many people in these groups right now because we work together. The people that are here are passionate about getting gun laws passed. We did an amazing thing, but we have so much more to do. We have so much more to do. We really need to work on those implementation and storage laws out there. Plus, we got to bring that age back up again. So, anyhow, passing it on.
Okay. We have a representative from the Illinois Alliance for Gun Violence. Are you going to speak, Stuart?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm Stuart Reed. I'm the founder of the Illinois Alliance to Prevent Gun Violence. Professionally, I'm a family law attorney. Been practicing family law for more than 25 years now, mostly in Cook, Lake, and McHenry counties. And the Alliance was formed to provide a network for all the gun violence prevention groups doing such great work in Illinois. We now represent more than 30 member organizations around the state, including I think 3 that are here today. People for a Safer Society, which I used to serve on the board of, our great friends from Northwest Suburban Organizing for Action, who are just amazing, and Sarah Kniznik's Honor with Action Illinois Network, which provides fantastic training and information about gun violence issues both on the state and national level. We have 3 purposes. One is to build up the network between the various organizations and allow them to collaborate better. Second, we're an information clearinghouse. For example, in December, when we were doing all the vigils for gun violence survivors, we were promoting 5 different vigils going on around Chicagoland. And third, to pick legislation to work on primarily at the state level to reduce gun violence prevention. And we were there at the Capitol, part of the rally, working alongside the unbelievable leadership from Moms Demand Action and several other organizations who are here today to get the Protect Illinois Community Act. And we are looking forward to making our decisions about what we're going to work on next in the weeks ahead. There's no fee for membership, and we'd love to meet you and have you sign up and join our meetings, which are twice a month, once at noon and once at 6 p.m., so that you can learn about what we're working on and also learn about what all the other organizations are working on week in and week out. So thank you, and I hope I get the chance to meet you today.
All right, I'm gonna go here. We have the Northwest Suburban Organized for Action, and Kathy is going to tell us more.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for this opportunity to be here. My name is Kathy Risberg, and I'm one of the co-leads of the NWSOFA Gun Violence Issues Team, and this is Bill Davis, our chapter lead. He's an amazing man, so you want to get involved with this group for sure. So our gun violence prevention team is currently in its 11th year. We've recommitted ourselves in 2023 to become an even more relentless advocate of peacemaking and gun violence prevention. Our team currently educates by having monthly informational meetings on Zoom, collaborates with coalition nonpartisan groups, including local faith communities like your church and Chicago survivors. And we continue to work to strengthen background checks and raise community awareness by using social media, writing letters to the editor, filing witness slips, handing out flyers, hosting annual vigils, and inviting local legislative and school board candidates to hear their views on gun violence prevention. In addition, our gun violence prevention team celebrates the success that has been achieved in America in changing the conversation around gun violence prevention and the fact that Governor Pritzker signed in January 2019 the law that requires certification process for gun dealers in Illinois, and on January 10th, 2023, the Protect Illinois Community Act, which bans assault weapons in the state. So thank you. Please stop by and read more about it.
Thank you, Kathy. Next we have strengthening Chicago's youth. We have a representative, Dion from Lurie's Children's Hospital.
Morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for having us. So I'm Dion McGill. I'm the manager of communications and community outreach with Strengthening Chicago's Youth. We're Chicago's largest violence prevention collaborative, convened by Ann and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital. So we do violence prevention work on behalf of the hospital. Everything we do is around building capacity with our partners. And all you gotta do is come to us, email, let's talk. We are partners now. And we're just working to build that capacity to collaborate, connect, and then to actually get moving, around those issues in that collaboration and such. We have a couple current programs that reflects that work. For example, we have a youth diversion program, the Juvenile Justice Collaborative, which youth come to us and we can divert them from either going into detention or on probation by completing a program that gives them wraparound services, and when completed, will expunge the charges that brought them to us off the table. And we also have we were recently recipients of the Kellogg Foundation Racial Equity 2030 Challenge, one of 5 recipients in the world, in collaboration with a youth-led organization on the West Side. And we're gonna be doing work to build and transform systems around mental health trauma, specifically in youth in that neighborhood on the West Side and Albany Park area. So yeah, stop by, say hello, let's shake hands, chat a little bit, and go from there.
Next, we have some folks here from People for a Safer Society. Who's talking? Laura?
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having us here today. My name is Laura Williams, and I am the president of People for a Safer Society. Our organization was started in 2013 after the Sandy Hook tragedy. It was founded by Denise Wang Stonebeck, which no doubt many of you are familiar with. Her leadership in gun violence prevention has been really amazing for the state of Illinois. Our mission is to address gun violence prevention in a variety of ways. We connect with communities to educate and to raise awareness about gun violence prevention measures such as safe storage practices, and sharing information about existing gun violence legislation such as Illinois' firearms restraining order. We've brought flyers with us today, so if you are interested in learning about the firearms restraining order, please pick up some flyers. As Representative Gomgershwich mentioned, if people don't know about this law, they can't use it. And so sharing this information is of vital importance. We also have safe storage materials and some guidance from Everytown on how to talk to your kids about guns. How to preemptively, it's something that I never worried about when I was a kid. I'm sure my parents never occurred to them to ask, are there guns in the home? Are those guns stored safely? But really, those are conversations we need to be having with our kids and our grandkids now, because we know that, unfortunately, guns are everywhere. So we try to share information. We support legislative measures. We also support other actions. If you come by and sign up, you'll get an email from me, not too often, because I have a full-time job. But if there are actions that are happening, rallies or vigils or other things that you can do, witness slips, we'll let you know about that, and try to keep you informed about what's happening in Illinois and what you can do to take a step towards helping make Illinois a safer place. So come by and get a free rainbow button, and we'd love to meet you. Thank you.
We have next is Jim McGrath, representing the League of Women.
Jim McGrath with the Illinois League of Women Voters. The Illinois League has various issue groups, and gun violence is one of them, and I chair that for the Illinois State League. I got involved with gun violence right after Sandy Hook. I got involved with Moms Demand Action. I met Sarah Kniznik, who got me involved deeply in the conference. Then I met Bill Davis. And one thing I want to point out, everybody standing behind these tables, we are a community. This is what we do, okay? So one of the things as the League of Women Voters, we take a position and stand on what we want to support as new laws are proposed. I have copies of that if anybody wants to pick it up. I also have a sign-up list when we need to do something like a witness slip. I have a sign-up list. We have a GVP Google group. You do not have to be in the league to sign up for this. We need everybody on board when these things happen, and sometimes this is we need a witness slip sometimes within the next 12 hours. So just be aware, this stuff happens in Springfield, you have to be informed of it. We had a very successful year this year. 2 things, passed a ghost gun. That has, and the assault weapons ban. So all these people standing around here had something to do with that. One thing I want to say is, so I helped found the Barrington Moms Demand Action right after Parkland. We made buttons. It says "No guns in schools." If you're aware, some time ago, for the last 4 years actually, the Illinois Association of School Boards has had a proposal to arm school teachers. We need to stand up against that. It's going to come back next year. Okay, I made buttons. It says "No guns in schools." I will be happy. I can get 100 buttons for $50. You can buy them from me, and you can sell them for $1 a piece. Okay? So just let me know. Last thing is the league is having an issues briefing on February 18th. Gun violence has a session at 12:30. It's a Saturday. And what we're going to highlight is gun violence as a public health issue. We have Hala is chairing it. And Sarah is going to be on it, as well as Lauren from the Moms Demand Action Legislative Committee. So sign up for it. You can go to the Illinois League website and sign up for that session. Thank you.
Go across the room over here to more of our friends that have decided to join us today. And Margaret is going to speak of Child Gun Safety Consortium. Hi.
The Gun Safety Consortium is a partnership between municipalities and law enforcement to significantly reduce gun violence using a unique strategy to build a market for new products that keep guns safe from theft, unauthorized use, and accidental discharge. The GSC is nonpartisan. It does not rely on legislation to realize its limited achievable missions. And everyone in this room, if this sounds interesting to you, please take this information sheet, ask me any questions, and if you come from Northbrook and you'd like your municipality to get involved, as the Glenview Police Department has, in promoting gun locks that people will actually use, because while these are available and free, a teenager can clip them with a bolt cutter, and it needs a lock. People feel like they're in danger, so they have to have their gun handy. This does not appeal to them, but biometrics does. So, any other communities, I encourage my community to do it, and I can talk you through encouraging your community to do it. And please thank Officer Detloff for getting on board. Okay.
Hi, we are with Salt Stanley. I'm CJ, Kit, and Julia, and we are members of Glenview Community Church. We are not an organization. However, we are here to represent what responsible gun ownership looks like, because we own guns, and we want to share with people really what it looks like to have locks, safes, other things that you can do, like take hunter or firearm safety classes, things like that. So we're regular people that many of you know, that we just want to show you what we do in our home to keep our guns safe and our family safe. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Officer Rebecca Kinsloy. I'm with the Cook County Sheriff's Police Department. And I have with me K9 Penny D. She is trained in gun detection for the Sheriff's Department, so she's available to all of Cook County and surrounding areas to respond to any calls where they need to detect guns or gun parts. She also does explosives detection.
Police Department, I'm here to promote safe gun storage and our relationship with Project Child Safe. It's what we have to offer right now, so come see me. I see a lot of familiar faces in this crowd, so come say hello, get some goodies, and a free gun line. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm County Commissioner Scott Brenton. First off, thanks for another 4 years. I appreciate it. I also want to thank Sergeant Detlofs and Sheriff Castellari and Penny for being here. Unfortunately, when we have these events, we need to make sure that all our enforcement are aware of what's going on and to keep us safe. So thank you very much for being here, both of them. From my perspective as a Cook County Commissioner, there is a lot of stuff that we need to do and have been doing to try and perpetuate this concept of both safe gun ownership, and I got my first shotgun when I was 12 years old, growing up downstate. But I also understand that weapons of war, which we have seen are now banned, thanks to Representative Dershowitz, have no place on our streets. And also, the guns that are being used in criminal activity in Cook County, 60% of them come from outside the state of Illinois. And because of that, we need to do more in coordinating with our other elected officials, our friends in Lake County, and throughout the Midwest to try to stop that. And that's why I think we're going to continue to focus on our gun crimes enforcement division within the state's attorney's office, which is under my budgetary authority, and the sheriff's office, which is also under my general supervision. So all of these things we work together. I see so many of my friends who are here, all trying to fight the good fight and to make sure that we make Cook County as safe as we can. So thank you for being here.
Hi everybody, my name is Sarah Kinishnik, and I'm here today representing one of the initiatives that I am involved in. I'm here representing Honor with Action in Illinois. I'm a former educator, and I'm kind of a big picture person. I like to have the 30,000-foot view and then dive deep and learn more. So that's why I started Honor with Action. It's a little different than some of the other groups here. We literally just meet virtually every other Friday for an hour to an hour and a half, and we give you the overview of the gun violence prevention movement and efforts to address gun violence at the federal, state, and local levels. And the reason I just really felt like people needed a way to get the bigger picture of why we have a gun violence epidemic and what the best ways are to end it. So if you would like to stop by, I'd love to have you scan right here and register for our next meeting this coming Friday, January 20th. You can join and never join again. I mean, you can come whenever you are available. So don't feel like you have to be there every Friday. It's an opportunity to just learn. I hope you will join us this Friday and then join us again in the future. I'll just explain why I feel like I'm uniquely positioned to help you understand the breadth and depth of the gun violence epidemic. I'm the former organizer of the Illinois Gun Violence Prevention Coalition, the former director of community engagement for Newtown Action Alliance, and through those two roles, I helped pass gun safety laws at both the state and federal levels. In fact, I did that in partnership with every single advocate, elected official, and organization in this room today, along with tens of thousands of other people across the state and across the nation. I am also the designer and the chair of the new Gun Violence Prevention Initiative in the Lake County State's Attorney's Office. We are only the third prosecutor's office in the country to house an Office of Violence Prevention, and that is crucial because what we are doing is integrating efforts to address the problem of everyday gun violence in our underserved communities and the need to reform our criminal justice system. If you only do the first, or you only pass an assault weapons ban, you're just putting Band-Aids on the problem. We must also address its root causes. There are many, but one of the most significant is the inequities in our criminal justice system, which is why I couldn't be prouder to work with State's Attorney Reinhardt to really revolutionize the way we do gun violence prevention in Illinois. Commissioner Britton, I'd specifically like to talk to you about that. And I'll just wrap up with this. These experiences, what they've taught me is Highland Park happened because we as a society have failed to prioritize ending gun violence in our underserved communities. I'd like to make that connection for you if it's not immediately obvious. And before I do, I want you to keep one thing in mind. We are your local representatives, everybody at these tables, of the gun violence prevention movement. Our opponent in the movement is not lawful gun owners. It's not even most gun dealers. It's the gun industry and the gun lobby. Because this is what I've learned in my 6 years of doing this work full time. When gun violence is high in Black and brown communities, the gun industry uses fear and racist marketing campaigns to sell guns to your neighbors. And many of them have 20 guns in their basement, and unlike this beautiful family over here, are not serious about keeping them locked up and away from children and people who shouldn't have access to them, which is why I'm so glad to see you here, Salt's family. I'd love to connect. When fear and racism is used to sell guns everywhere, combined with a lack of gun safety laws and cultural norms and mores that require us or pressure us to be responsible with our firearms, we end up with the gun violence epidemic we have today. And the next thing, if you only remember one thing I have to say today, it's this. 3% of all gun violence deaths occur with assault weapons. That is why the Illinois assault weapons ban must be the first step, not the last. We have much, much more to do, and we need to start by centering support for ending gun violence in underserved communities and addressing its root causes. So I'd love it if you came by to talk with me. I love nothing more than to talk about this issue. So please come say hi. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ben Isbell. I am, if you've never met me before, I am the Chief of Staff for State Senator Laura Fine's district office. I just want to say thank you for everyone who's coming out. Thank you for all the presenters who are here and talked about not only the importance of what we have done, but the importance of what we still have to do in this realm, because continued advocacy is very important. I just wanted to say thank you for, on behalf of Senator Fine, she regrets that she couldn't be here, but that these last couple years have been really inspiring. After the tragedy that happened in Highland Park on July the 4th, it was so inspiring that not only that so many people in this room were so helpful to the families and so helpful to the community of Highland Park, but that everyone stood up and said, enough is enough. And that not only that you said that, but it was a continued outcry, and you continue to use your voices to let legislators in our offices know that we're not going to accept anything less than a strong assault weapons ban or strong gun violence prevention topics from here on out. And that, a lot of times these things tend to, a mass shooting will happen and there's an outcry and it tends to go away. But, that everyone in this room said, that we must do this and we must do this now. And I just want to say on behalf of our office that I really appreciate everyone who called and advocated for this issue, because, as referenced by Sarah and other people here, the gun lobby, their voices are loud and they're very organized. And so it's so, even though Senator Fine and Representative Gershwitz have always been strong on these issues, it's important to hear, to make sure that we know from you that this is important and that this is something that needed to happen now, because without that, we might not have been able to pass as strong of an assault weapons ban as we did. So thank you so much for all you do, and I look forward to talking with you.
Okay, so thanks for all of our participants. So this is an opportunity. Feel free to walk around, chat with people, learn more about their organizations, ask lots of questions, and this is really just a time for you all to know more. So thank you.